In many areas of especially third world countries or the developing countries, there are challenges. People are not going to school. People are not going to hospitals as they went due. People are not even aware they have certain rights that must be protected by government and by their leaders. But NGOs are helping to get them out of this predicament. They create awareness. They create many opportunities for their area of jurisdiction. Depending on whether they operate at international level, whatever they do, they have certain aims and objectives they want to achieve. And also they have target respondents who are expected to benefit, who are the beneficiaries, the target beneficiaries must be identified, and then they work. How do they operate? They operate like other government agencies. They have administrative structure. They have their team leaders. They have their workers. The workers could be permanent, could also be on part-time basis, or could also be volunteers. So depending on the type of NGO you are referring to. Some of the NGOs are local. Their own focus is limited to only certain small, tiny areas of the country. Some are having wider coverage. Some are even having international coverage. Those international NGOs are very strong. They are heavily funded, and they have well-organized structures. Let us come down here. Even this KSA we are talking about now, the KSA which we are doing this work under its auspices, KSA is an example of an NGO. KSA is not generating any revenue for the sake of making any profit, but KSA are rendering humanitarian services. They protect the rights of students. They create unity. They create awareness. They improve the educational level of the members as they are doing now. For you to assemble them, the members, address them, tell them job opportunities is an empowerment strategy. They are empowering you. They are making you to become aware. They are increasing your broad horizon of knowledge to know what is going on within and outside your immediate environment. So KSA is also an example of an NGO. So therefore an NGO could be defined with several attachments. However, the central idea is that an NGO is an association or an organization that is helping to uplift people from darkness to light, to solve problems, to help people get out of their problems, either education, health, or whatever you can think of. Whichever aspect of human life you look at, NGOs have their own significance there. The ramifications of the NGO's job covers all aspects of human life. But I want to now bring us back to the main topic of our discussion, the job opportunities. However, before we go to that one, let me also quickly chip in. How do you think these NGOs are funded? Who is giving them the money to do the work? This is something that has been a tradition, particularly in the Western world. Those big shots, people that have a lot of money, people like Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, Jeff Bezos, do these big shots. The celebrities, cinema, what have you, all these people, and the rich people there, and some governments, they bring out something from their pockets to help the needy people, especially those in the developing countries. They give millions of dollars. However, they have to scrutinize and find a reliable, a trustworthy, and very sound and well-articulated non-governmental organization. They give them the money. These NGOs, either UN agencies or other agencies, will have their branches in different countries. They will now be executing those policies. In some areas, the activities can be categorized either by those who are designing and implementing the activities, and also those who are only doing advocacy. So some of these agencies will design, like UNICEF, they will design an education package for the underprivileged children, or for vulnerable children, or for orphans, or for children at the areas of education disadvantaged states. So they will now design programs of improving the quality of teaching and learning. By doing that, they now train the teachers, build the capacity of the teachers, also empower the children with the necessary equipment and the necessary teaching and learning environment that will be conducive for good teaching and learning. So that is how they operate. They also assist governments by complementing some of the policies of government so that there will be improvement in the area of education. Not only education. Let's look at this water, sanitation and hygiene. Wash. They go to places, they build toilets in schools, they encourage the community also to participate in doing the activity. They just create avenues where people of good will now be brought together so that they now articulate their ideas and implement the ideas. What is your problem in this community? Our problem is shortage of toilets. People are defecating outside. We want to do our defecation. Number one, they would have to sensitize people by educating them, by telling them the disadvantages of passing pieces outside. When the people are being made to be aware, then what will now be done? So building of toilets in houses, they will now bring support in collaboration with the inhabitants of the area. So it is a participatory approach. There are situations where they can even donate things. There are situations where they can help, call on government. They will employ or they will hire people of good knowledge, or people who are of high caliber in the society. They can brand you. You are UNICEF ambassador. You are this organization's ambassador. You are this ambassador. Those influential people, they can take advocacy visit to them. Talk to them. Why are your children not going to school, especially the girl child? Why are they hawking on the streets? Why are we having this kind of disease that is endemic in a particular area? They will now think of how to get those people to have the necessary capacity and the wherewithal to do away with those endemic situations. So either under health, under education, under other governance, social justice, child rights protection, and so many other things. You can imagine, there are situations where people are beating their wives. You beat your wife in the morning and in the night you come close to her. This is an issue of injustice, right? Or you harass them. You send your children out of your house, you molest them, you show them that they are useless and valueless, until one day when they become something, you now begin to say, oh, they were my children, they were my sons. That should not be so. So there are so many problems in the society. These NGOs are either directly tackling the problems, or they are using other avenues of calling on those who are responsible in government, or those who are responsible in the position of authority, to make sure they help ameliorate those problems. They make case to the National Assembly, they make case to state assemblies, they make case to whosoever matters in the society. They go to imams, they go to district heads, they go to emirs and kings, lobby them so that some policies should be changed for the betterment of the people. So now I have given you a background on what NGOs are. Now let us come to the issue of job opportunities. You see, getting job under NGOs comes under three different situations. Number one, you can become a volunteer. Volunteers are those people who are willingly going to sacrifice themselves, to give themselves, to sacrifice their time, their money, and participate. For example, let's say there's one community in the remote area, in the hard-to-reach area, where people are not sending their children to school. Through your NGO, you can organize an advocacy, get all those that matter, get representative from the emir's palace, get some influential people in the society, enlighten them, tell them the benefits of sending children to school. You will now take a time, make a date, go to those areas and talk to them. Please, why are you not sending your children to school? Kaza, 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 kaza. Convince them, and then changes might begin to come in. So as a volunteer, you may not be paid a kobo, or you may only be paid a token amount of money, not a salary. So that is how you join NGO. Issue number one. So by becoming a volunteer over the years, after they observe that you are rendering meritorious service, they can now absorb you into their own fold. You become part of them. Or you can directly apply. If you go to your internet, if you are using your internet wisely, just go and search for NGO job alert in Nigeria. NGO job, J-O-B, alert. Job alert. Alert, A-L-E-R-T, like the alert of the bank. When you receive money or any transfer in the bank, you will receive an alert. The same way, when you go to your internet page, either Google, Opera, whichever browser, Mozilla, whichever one you are using, if you just go there and write NGO job alert in Nigeria, click, you will see numerous adverts there. They are looking for this, they are looking for that. Some of the NGOs are very strong. They are so strong such that they have formal settings. They have departments, they have ministries. Just like ministry, they have departments, they have units, they have different sections, account section, admin section, this section, that section. They have all the kind of institutional framework required. They have different units supposed to be found in a typical well-organized organization. So by that, you can see where you fit in. You can see they clearly spell down the requirements. They clearly spell down the requirements. They need person who has having a degree in so area. You can see your field. For example, you read health-related degrees or diplomas or certificates. You now go to health-related NGOs. They are there. You read agriculture. Agriculture is your background. You go to agriculture-related NGOs. You will see them looking for so type of categories of people to join them. You read social sciences, you read law, you read this, you read that. You just go to the relevant NGO and you see what and what they require. Those big ones that are having international structure, they pay very well. They pay in dollars. For example, in UNICEF, somebody told me, anyway, I should not disclose this. This was the right forum for doing that. But I think this is not the forum to talk like that. But the thing is very, very juicy. It is juicy. It is mouth-watering. When you hear the amounts they pay their drivers, not even the staff, they pay them in dollar equivalent. So there are so many UN agencies that are very strong NGOs like Oxfam, Save the Children, Action Against Hunger, UNFLA. So they are there, many of them, so numerous of them. So now, you look at their requirements. What are they looking for? They even specify the age. They even specify what type of qualifications they require from you. So, the bottom line is, make sure you read, have the requisite qualification, and above all, this computer you see is now the in thing. It is now the in thing. You must be a computer proficient. Not ordinary literacy in computer, but you have to be proficient. You have to be able to use computer very well. Now things are becoming computerized. You can't go anywhere if you are analog. You have to be digitalized. Otherwise, there is no place for you. So make sure you learn computer, especially the basic packages. Others, they will learn on the job. They will train you. They will show what they want you to do. But the basics, MS Word, this, what do you call it? Excel, Corel Draw. I think there are three commonest ones we have around that are very common. They teach us wherever you go, they teach you these three. So make sure you can be able to manipulate computer very well. If you can be able to use computer very well, you have gotten a very good skill that is required by the NGOs, especially those strong ones. You know, as I told you, there are some smaller NGOs operating at the local level. So depending on where you get yourself, those big ones are paying fat salaries, those big ones. But those small ones can now be hired by the big ones to help them execute those policies they want to execute. Even you yourself, you can promote your NGO. You don't have to wait for somebody to employ you. You can do your own NGO. You sit down, get some group of people who have like minds, who are having similar idea to yours, concur together, confer together, come to an agreement. What do you want to do? Education, health, agriculture, maternal mortality, whichever problem the society observe. Sit down, make your plan, consult experts. They will help you and put you through. You end up registering your NGO. After having the registration with the Corporate Affairs Commission, you can now apply. You can search. There are NGOs that are operating only at the cities. They want somebody who will go to the remote areas, the hard-to-reach areas, particularly indigenous of those areas, who can carry their message there. You hook up with them. They fund you, they sponsor you. You now go and do the work on their behalf. So that's how the things are working. You can also have your own NGO. Get volunteers. You can also look for donations. You see, what is killing us in this country is the issue of corruption and dishonesty. This is our major challenge in this country. There are people who are willing to give. It may be surprising to see a millionaire coming out of his house and start giving food to Al-Majri or giving money to Al-Majri. It will appear it will appear wayward. But you can get others to do it on your behalf. So those big people in Europe, and even the commoners, they put a lot of money and they package the money and get a reliable NGO and give them, go and do charity work with them. Some will specify, the donors will specify the areas they want to be, their wealth to be used for. Some will not specify, will just go and do what you think is right. So it is also common here to get manya masu arziki, they give money, raba wana, amma at the end of the day what will happen? Some of us will pocket it in their pockets, not to reach those who have been targeted. So that is one of the major problems. If you are sure of transparency, integrity, and trustworthiness in your job, form your NGO. You will soon begin to be smiling. You are helping the community, you are helping yourself, and also are helping your colleagues. So form your NGO, register with the Corporate Affairs Commission, and now look for those people that are going to sponsor you either within Nigeria or outside Nigeria. Simple. Akwai masu kuɗi, they want to give out the money, sun rasa yadda za su yi, especially these Arabian people. They have a lot of money. Suna so su yi sadaka, su bayar kyauta. They want to help people to help them. Babu awareness, we don't know. We don't have the awareness. Secondly, there is issue of this corruption. So many people, if you can get a very good plan, get people of integrity to be on board of your NGO, apply. They will send money to you. If they send 1 million, it's not all the 1 million you're going to utilize. You budget it. Maybe take 700,000. Do the work. Take 300,000 for your logistics. Inform them, tell them, give them an account. Give them retirement, kobo to kobo. This is what you send, this is what has been used. Or if you prepare the budget, send the budget to them. They see it and approve it. Shikenan, kachi halal. It's better than to be following Maula Daba Babu. We have ample opportunities. Dukkan mu nan we have ideas. We have ideas, we can make it. Da magani a gonar yaro. Sai dai bai sani ba. Rashin sani kaza ta kwana akan dami. You see, even this issue of voters registration, it has been observed now. People from the northern part of Nigeria are not trooping to register compared to their southern counterparts. You can form your NGO of creating awareness to the people. Some people will sponsor you. Some donors will sponsor you to go to the villages and inform people and create awareness. Advocate to them that they should need to register. Simple. You get what to eat, you get what to do your basic life. Only that you should not be corrupt. In NGO work, transparency is very essential. Integrity is very essential. Also, another major challenge is that these NGOs are having fixed term projects in most cases, unless the big ones. Those smaller ones are having fixed term periods. Some will come and work for 5 years, some will for 3 years, some for 2 years, some even for 1 season. So depending on which one you're able to get close to, you can see after finishing one project, you can join another NGO. They're always there, many of them. In India, they have over 2 million NGOs in India. In Nigeria, we have over 3,000 NGOs in Nigeria, registered with government, over 3,000. So they are found everywhere. Some are very active, some are seasonal, because of so many lapses. But if you can become resilient, if you can stand on your feet and really become focused, through NGO work, you can sustain yourself and sustain your family. After one NGO is off or is over, it has completed its mandate, you can now move to another NGO. They will prefer to pick you than to pick a novice, because you are now somebody who has known the terrain very well. You are experienced, so they can now employ you much faster compared to somebody who is completely new, because you don't need much training. They know what you can do. They have seen your past antecedents, so they know you are capable of doing it. So when it comes to the competition, you can stand a better chance of getting employed by them. They can even employ you as an international staff, move you from Nigeria to another country. So the NGO is an avenue, is a garden, is a big farm where you can plant many things. So this awareness is very important. You can join those existing ones. You can also make your own NGO. If you want to make it, come to us. We will help you and tell you how to go about doing it. But on the condition that you are going to be honest and sincere. That is where Nigerians are now having problems. Many people want to help Nigerians because they are having the money. They want to help. Only that they are not sure whether the assistance will go to those who are expected to get it. That is the major challenge that we are facing now. So many people are becoming scared of coming to Nigeria or relating with Nigerians because of so many problems. Otherwise, if you are honest with NGO work, you can move your country forward, you can move your community forward, you can move your people forward, you can also move yourself and your family forward. However, how do we get rid of these social evils? It's one of the major challenges we are facing, especially the young people. You see, gaggawa samun arziki is a big problem. Young people are aspiring to become millionaires within no time. Please, it should not be so. Take your time. Allah ne mai arziki ya mutane. Kuma arziki mai albarka is better than arzikin da ba shi da albarka. You can have 1 billion naira, but you can never be at peace. You can have 20,000 naira, you can be at peace. You sleep well, you wake up well, you are happy. You can have 1 billion naira, but you may not be happy. Because once you are not getting your wealth from the legal means, always you are in fear, constant fear, because of what is likely going to befall you in this world and in the hereafter. But I urge you, as young men, as younger generation who are coming up to take over from us, patronize these NGOs, go close to them. If you see an NGO in your town, go to the coordinators. Sir, I want to become a volunteer under your NGO. They will willingly accept. From being a volunteer, you can end up getting absorbed into their main fold. If they are strong enough to financially cater for you, or to financially take you as their staff, they can. Instead of sitting waiting, na applying can, sun kalbi takarduna kawuna wani ya ce kaza. No.